For over a year, I was a slave to my terrible spending habits. Being broke after payday was normal for me, until an anime character saved me. After I graduated from high school, I got a job at a bookshop. Then my dad came back to the country and said, "Son, I'm giving you an allowance. I want you to learn how to spend money." And this allowance was bigger than my salary. I was young, dumb, and rich, and I spent like a fool. I bought headphones I didn't use. I got a PS Vita for no reason, and I bought old jewelry that just sat in my wardrobe. I think I was addicted to the thrill of it. A few months later, my dad increased my allowance, and I said, "I don't need a job anymore," so I quit. A year and a half later, Dad lost his job. Since I had to feed the spending monster I became, I got a job, a stressful one, but the pay was good. And when I got paid, the money vanished. I was a slave to my lifestyle and I was always broke. On a day off, I was watching the anime Nana. In the episode, Nana spent her money stupidly and she was completely broke, so I laughed at her a bit. Until I realized I was also laughing at myself. When I kept watching the same episode, Nana turned it around. She used simple tricks that helped her manage her money, and they worked, so I copied her. I did everything she did, and I tamed my spending monster. So what did Nana teach me? Here's how anime taught me to spend wisely. The first thing I learned is to prioritize needs over wants. Nana is a show about two women named Nana living together, so I'll call the overspender Hachi. Hachi was surprised that she was broke because she saved a lot of money, and Nana said, "It's natural. When you spend money, it runs out." Hachi spent a lot of money on cute clothes and furniture, and since she bought them from her boss, he deducted it from her salary when she couldn't afford to pay. That's why she didn't have much of a salary to bring home. Nana also told her that if she didn't have money to pay half the rent, she would kick her out. When I watched that part, I paused the anime and thought about the headset and the jewelry I didn't need. I even stopped wearing the headsets because they were heavy. I stopped wearing the jewelry after a while too. When I was going to work, I didn't have much to eat because things were tough at home, so I usually ate the cold leftovers from the meal we had the previous day. And yeah, it didn't taste good, but I didn't have a choice. So when I watched Nana, I made sure to set money aside for the things that I need, like food, making copies of my work uniform, and other stuff, and it made my life easier. So if you're an impulsive spender, like I was, set money aside for the things you need, like food, rent, and other stuff. If you remove the money for those things and you have money left, then you can do whatever you want with it. The best way you can do that is by creating a budget. When Hachi went to work the next day, she started creating a budget, but it was too late. After all, she only had 2,000 yen, which is basically $20, and her next payday was half a month away, so she could only make a budget on her future pay. She didn't have lunch at work, and when her boss invited her to dinner, she jumped at the offer. She ate until she was full, and at the end of the dinner, her boss said he had something important to tell her. She thought it was a love confession, but he told her that since business was slowing down, he's closing up shop. That made her bad situation worse. I usually asked myself this question. I only have 4 to 5 days off in a month. After all, I work 6 days in a week, so how do I spend all my salary in a flash? And when I watched that Nana episode, I knew that it was because I didn't budget my funds. I had to handle being hungry or sick because there were some times that something went wrong with the leftovers, and when I got my next paycheck, I budgeted my funds and I started to have decent meals during my lunch breaks, and my life was better again. If you're struggling to manage your money, try making a budget. It'll help you prioritize your needs over your wants, and you'll have enough money to spend on the things that you need. You'll enjoy your life better. After I set aside enough money for my needs and made a budget, the next step was to save the rest. One thing I learned from that episode is that I could get fired anytime. I could sense that my manager was pissed at me because I didn't perform well, and it was low-key my fault. After all, the leftovers made me sick, and sometimes I go the whole day at a really stressful job without eating, so I wasn't doing very well. She heckled me a couple of times that month, and I really wanted to quit, but I needed the money, so I enjoyed it. When my next paycheck came, after I made the budget, I saved the rest, and it helped me to deal with some things I needed money for. My laptop had a fault, and instead of waiting for the next month like usual, I fixed it immediately. Hachi also saved a lot of money, but she didn't make a budget or prioritize her needs over her wants, and when she lost her job, she was facing the reality of being homeless and starving on the streets. If she still had her savings, she would have used them to focus on her needs and then look for a job. Saving your money has a lot of benefits. You can use the money to deal with any emergency, so try to save some money. That money will help you when things get tough. I wanted to put more money in my savings, so I got creative. I looked for good deals on things I needed. On another day off, I was looking around thinking, I need some money to either get myself a delicious meal or to add to my savings. It would be nice if I can do both, but what do I do? And then I saw the headphones and I said, I could sell these. And then I remembered the jewelry and I said, I can sell them too. I took them to a friend who buys you stuff and he gave me a price I didn't like, and I asked him, do you know how much I bought these? And he said, no, how much? And I told him. He laughed and told me, bro, you overpaid. These aren't worth that much, and I froze. From that day on, I decided to get my money's worth. The funny thing is that Hachi always looked for the best deals, but she bought the things she wanted, like youth clothes and furniture, instead of the things she needed. Since she was buying the items from her boss, he deducted it from her salary. Try to look for the best deals when you want to buy the things you need. It will free up more money for the things you want, or for your savings. You can take advantage of coupons and loyalty bonuses. You can also go to different sets of vendors to compare prices. Just try to get the best deal. Don't buy something just because it's on sale. Make sure you really need it. The final thing I learned, and this one was crucial, was to avoid debt. Okay, I didn't learn this from Hachi, I learned it from my mom. When I was a child, she taught me to never borrow money from anyone unless I have no choice, and I stuck to it when I got older. It helps me to avoid spending tomorrow's money today. Thanks, Mom. If I did it, I would have ended up like Hachi. Hachi spent her savings and her future pay because she wanted to buy things she didn't need. That's really stupid. Don't be like Hachi. Even I wasn't that stupid. Just follow the earlier steps and you'll be able to avoid debt. Isn't it better to start the month when your whole paycheck is yours, instead of starting the month paying your debts? Think about it. So that's the way anime tells me to manage my money well. Before I used these techniques, I was known among my family members as a reckless spender, but now I'm known as one of the wisest. I wanted to say I'm the wisest, but I'm trying to be humble. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to anyone who needs it. Spending recklessly isn't the only way you can lose money. You can also lose money by gambling. So if you're interested in the video about how anime teaches you the dangers of gambling, then you can watch this video. It also comes with a story. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Drink water, watch anime, and have fun. And I'll see you in the next video. Jane.